American television. It can make tens of millions of us witnesses to history at the same moment. We have all wept at the death of a president or at the sight of a starving child. We celebrated a walk on the moon together. Shared experiences...
It was a 2-1 pitch and a slider. Right now, let's go join Marty Brennaman and Ken Wilson at home plate.
We are in the process of getting our cord straightened up. Do what? We just had one come on bed here. What am I going to do? Where am I going to stick that? The headphones are very, very impertinent to what is about to transpire. We have a gentleman waiting to talk to Pete Rose, who is a big fan of the city of Cincinnati, a big fan of the Cincinnati Reds ball club, and one of the biggest fans in this whole wide world of Peter Edward Rose. He is the President of the United States, calling from the White House, Mr. Ronald Reagan. Pete, we're waiting to make connection with the President from the White House. You've done this before, haven't you? Waited, yes. Last time in Philadelphia? We got time. We're not going anywhere.
Go ahead, please. Hello?
Hello.
Pete Rose?
Yes, sir.
Here is Charlie Hustle.
Yes, sir.
This is Ronald Reagan.
Thank you. Nice talking to you.
Well, listen, I just wanted to say congratulations for breaking one of the most enduring records in sports history. Ty Cobb's career hit record of 4,191, and now, unless you've done something since I've heard the latest, you've made it 4,193. Well, I've been rooting for you, and come to think of it, I used to also root for the fellow who once held that record.
Well, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to call us, and we really appreciate it. And you missed a good ball game tonight.
Well, Pete, your grit and hustle have established you as one of the all-time greats of the game.
Well, thank you very much.
A keen batting eye also has something to do with it.
Well, my
someday your new record may be broken, but believe me, your reputation and legacy is secure, and I think it'll be a long time before someone is standing in the spot that you're standing in now.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Well, I wish you, the Reds, and the people of Cincinnati all the best. It's been a pleasure talking with you. Indeed, we ought to do this more often. You know, those of us who are in the middle of our careers can share tips on how to stay ahead of those younger folks who keep coming up on us from behind.
Well, if you'd have been here tonight, you'd know why we think this is the baseball capital of the world right here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
You've got a few friends there around you, and I won't keep you from them any longer, but again, congratulations, and you've really given a lift to the whole country.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. Good night, and God bless you.
Thank you. The President of the United States, Mr. Ronald Reagan, something that has become somewhat commonplace, those chats between Pete and the President the last few years. We'll now get on with the rest of our program. Introducing first to make a presentation, Mr. Bud Feely, who we introduced earlier, the sales manager east from the Chevrolet Motor Division. Bud?
Thank you. Well, Pete, in recognition of your historic and remarkable achievement, and on behalf of your many friends and admirers in Chevrolet, I'm delighted to present to you the keys to this Rose Red 1985 Chevrolet Corvette. And you know, it's altogether fitting because Corvette and Pete Rose are two great American institutions. Congratulations, Pete.
Thank you very much, Bud. And if it's all right with you, instead of calling it Rose Red, let's call it Cincinnati Reds Red, okay? Thank you. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Next, we'd like to introduce a lady that's brought a lot of excitement to this city. And I think the last couple of nights has certainly helped to represent at least a seasonal culmination of all that's happened here in 1985. The owner of the Cincinnati Reds, Mrs. Marge Schott. Marge?
You're something else, Rose. Put me through this, I don't believe it. But it's been a great, great moment for all of us, right? Hey! Something I've been working on. You might not even like it, who knows? But I think your wife will love it. Bring it on in. Want to come see this? Come see this. This isn't the typical. Shotzi jumps out of this. You know, your record is 12 times, and we're going to go another 24, right? But in the meantime, each cup has your different records on with a date, okay? This was hand engraved. Here is the running man. Here's the name, and your name will go on there, and there's the things. Then we lift this off, Pete. And on here is an inscription that says, "Congratulations, Pete Rose." What's that say? On base hit 4192, breaking a record that has stood since 1928 from the Cincinnati Reds, Marge Schott, president. Now but the most exciting thing of all is, on this ladle it says, Wolfson licks Shotzi.
I love it. Thank you very much, Marge. And I think it was hard to read because Shotzi was guarding it. He was sitting on it. But I just like to... Is this the time now, Marty? I mean, talk about the people. Okay. Marge, thank you very much. It's beautiful, and I'm sure my wife enjoy polishing that once a week. That's probably what it's going to take. Thank you, Marge. We certainly want to recognize and read you a message that we received tonight about Pete. It goes like this: all of baseball salutes Pete Rose for breaking a record experts said would never be broken. His 4,192 hits is a tribute to his great talent and strength, his indomitable spirit, and his iron will. Not only has he reserved a prominent spot in Cooperstown, he has reserved a special place in the heart of every fan alive today and every baseball fan to come. That's a message to Pete from Baseball Commissioner Peter Ueberroth. And now, without further ado, Pete, we would ask you to sit in the middle of the three chairs right here. We would call on Mr. Nuxall and Mr. Morgan. Mr. Nuxall and Mr. Morgan. Joe Morgan, Joe Nuxall, Ken Wilson. And it is time now to hear from the man himself on the star of the game show. Joe, it's yours.
You can hit, you know that? You can flat hit. Pete, congratulations. You've heard all the folks here this afternoon or this evening, and I'm sure it's worldwide. The congratulations to you, partner. Great job.
Well, thank you, Joe, and I'm really not smart enough to come up with the words to show my appreciation for the fans. I was awful lonely when I was out there at first base, and I really couldn't tell you what was going through my mind or going through my stomach. I didn't know what to do. I really didn't know what to do, and they just made me feel so good. I told Perez, I said when they was trying to get that toilet paper down, I could have jumped up and got it down for him. But I think this is just another night of so many nights here that makes this such a wonderful place to play baseball, and that's, you know, probably the biggest reason why I really wanted to come back here last year when I come back from Montreal, and it's the biggest reason why I didn't want to leave to begin with.
Joe Morgan's with
Joe will verify it too.
Joe, thank you. First of all, I'd like to say that I was very fortunate to be able to locker next to Pete Rose 8 out of my 20 years that I played in the major leagues. And I tell you, I learned an awful lot just lockering next to this guy about dedication, determination, and how you're supposed to play this game of baseball. I don't think there's ever been a player that has played the game the way he has, all out every day. I've got a question I'd like to ask Pete, and that is, do you think it's been harder to break this record being both a manager and a player, or would it have been easier just playing the game every day?
Well, I don't think it's really been that difficult being a manager, Joe, simply because of the players I have on my ball club. And tonight was one of the very few games since I got into single digits as far as wanting to break the record that the fans really helped us. I mean, maybe we hadn't had that many home games, but I think indication of that was when Eddie made the great catch. Eddie, he had a great night too. And of course, Tom Browning, the winningest rookie pitcher in the league, did another great job tonight. Of course, my two short men down there in the bullpen, Johnny Franco and Ted Power, did their normal thing tonight. So, you know, this could be a tough job, Joe, in some situations, but I think because of the players that we have here, they make my job sort of easy because they understand what we want done. We just want them to play hard and be on time, and they seem to really respond to what I asked them to do, and I couldn't ask for a better situation, really.
Pete, I think it's very ironic. Your first hit in the major leagues, triple?
That's what was last hit?
No, I'm not saying your last hit, but your last hit tonight a triple. Now, that is amazing.
Well, I was just trying to hit the ball hard, and I happened to hit it in the corner. Can I say hello to my mother sitting right up there? Where's she at?
Where's Mom at?
No, not everybody waving is my mother, Joe.
There, in the flag.
And once again, Joe, I really can't explain my feelings at first base. I wish everybody in baseball could go through what I went through tonight, standing out at first base. Tremendous.
I tell you, I watched you, and I think Joe will say the same thing. You fought. Now, I want to tell you something. You, the old warrior you are, you fought tooth and nail not to shed a tear, but you aren't the only one in this ballpark with a tear in your eye, believe me.
Well, I was all right, though. I looked up in the air and you know, I was doing pretty good until I looked up in the air and I saw my father and Ty Cobb up there, and they took care of me.
I bet your dad won the argument.
He sure did.
Pete, I'd like to ask a question that's in the minds of probably all the people that are here today and all watching all around the country. Will you play again next year?
Well, to be honest with you, Joe, I'm worried about playing tomorrow night. I think that has a lot to do with these two great human beings standing right here, Bill Burgish and Mark Schott. I still enjoy the game. I still think I can help the ball club,
and I still love to participate in front of the fans. So based on how I feel tonight, I think I have to say so, yes.
You know, Joe was talking about the fact that you fought hard not to shed a tear. I've seen you fight hard for 20 years that I was in the major leagues. I've seen you play with a lot of injuries. I've seen you play when you probably shouldn't have played. I've told you you shouldn't be out there sometimes, and you'd go out and fight hard and play anyway. And tonight it shows the reward for doing all those things. And I just say thanks for letting me be your teammate.
Well, you know, that's the other thing that we haven't even started to talk about. And that is, of course, the teammates that I've had the last 23 years. And the Hall of Fame list goes on and on. Morgans, Robinsons, Benches, Perez's, Fosters, Schmidts, Carltons, Sievers, Carters. I mean, I've had so many great players on the same team that I was on. It was always fun to play the game. And I just think that there's no better way of making a living to come out here and play baseball. And I forgot Nuxall, too. He was a teammate also. And when you have teammates like that who really are dedicated as far as playing the game the way it's supposed to be played, it makes it a lot of fun. And I don't know where the 23 years went, but it seems like yesterday when I was in that batter's box at Crosley Field getting that hit off of Bob Friend. And I hope the next 23 go a lot slower than the last 23. That's all I can say.
Pete, you think you'll get another 4,193 hits in the next 23 years?
Joe, I tell you, we needed everything we could get tonight, and you know, I got the utmost respect for the San Diego Padres, and you know, they're National League champions, and we're trying to get them off our back and get a clean lead for second place. And I just like the way my team responded tonight. I got the utmost respect for that clubhouse full of guys in there, and they do everything we ask them to do, and we really appreciate the people coming out here to see us play. We love it.
I hate to disagree with the president of our country, but I don't think anyone will ever get 4193 again.
Well, Joe, you know me. I'm going to try to add on tomorrow night.
Right.
I mean, hopefully I didn't get my last hit tonight, but I know I'm not going to get much sleep tonight, but we're going to come back out here tomorrow and try to win another game and try to entertain the fans here the best possible way we can, and that's with a win. And what I like about the fans in Cincinnati, once again, you're not just coming to see the Reds play, you're coming to see us win, and that's what we want you to do. Come to see us win. Because we can feel it.
Pete Rose. Pete, there he is, folks. The new all-time hit leader in the history of baseball. Pete Rose. I understand they got a little bubbly going on in there, Peter.
A little champagne, Joe.
Champagne. Go get it, partner. Congratulations. Pete Rose, our star of the game. There you go. Number one. Outstanding. That's it on the star of the game. Now, on most of these same stations, stay tuned for Marty Brennaman with scores and comments. Tomorrow night.
The greatest hit of all time. Pete Rose picked it up tonight, number 4,192. And our post-game coverage here at Riverfront Stadium will continue. We'll be talking with Marge Schott and more special guests coming right up.
This Bud's for all you guys who know it's how you play the game.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who makes me move the way you do.
Come your way.
So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This Bud's for you.
This versatile Toyota cargo van has 155 cubic feet of cargo space to put to work. It's garageable and turns on a dime. Because it has the best MPG of any minivan, the average daily fuel cost is just $2.24, about the cost of one long stem rose, 2 pounds of 10-penny nails, a brass elbow joint, or a can of shaving cream. Make a smart cargo van business deal at your Toyota dealer now. How you put it to work is your business.
Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealer's biggest inventory sale in history. Because of the recent strike, they're overstocked and prices are slashed. Fantastic savings. Now is the final sell down on 7.7% financing on all new 85 Ford cars and trucks in stock. Or get a check direct from Ford for up to $1,000 on selected models. 7.7 financing or cash direct from Ford that could save you $1,000 or more. Hurry. Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealers now.
And finally, the crowd beginning to file away, though many of them really don't want to leave Riverfront Stadium. And for Marge Schott, the Reds owner, there's got to be some relief amongst all this joy.
Oh, there's a relief. There's a few more days of this. I don't know. I told Pete, I said, I don't know, Pete, how much I can take of this. He thrives on it, though, I'll tell you.
Well, he loves it, but it's tough on the rest of us. But what a night.
Oh, what a night. And last night, what a night building up to this. This history belongs here in Cincinnati, and I'm so glad it didn't happen in Chicago. I'm sorry, Chicago, but that's the way it is. And this belonged to us.
And quite a nice ceremony, and lovely gifts, and a nice follow-up.
I think so, and but just the history of it all, thank God, you know, this many people could see it. And I hope the whole country is behind us, and they know what history it is for us. And I think everybody's been cheering for this. I really do. In fact, I think the Reds are the most favorite team in the United States of America. Okay?
America's team, the Cincinnati Reds.
That's what we're going to have, an America's team, Cincinnati Reds.
That's the way it ought to be. In the first inning, what was going through your mind as first at bat?
Well, I was concerned because I wanted to stall the game start until everybody was in their seats. I didn't want anybody to miss it. And typical Pete, he does it right away, right? So thank goodness we did wait time. And but it was a thrilling thing. I mean, you know, I didn't mind crying because Pete cried. So I figure, okay, I don't know if Schatz was crying up there or not, but I know Pete and I were crying. And it was a wonderful moment. And people in the stands were crying. That's how touching it was. You know?
Marge, I think people across America and really around the world, because this was televised around the world, had to be crying. You couldn't help it. It was just such a touching moment.
I mean, and you know, when you see this many people all in accord with one thing, that's what our country and the whole world needs. People all rooting for one thing.
And now you, as the new owner, with really a new start to a wonderful franchise, really have some momentum now to build on.
I hope so. I mean, we're going to, you know, make the Reds successful, and baseball is going to become, with the help of Uberoth and everybody else, is going to become a healthy game again in this country. I really believe that, because baseball belongs to America, and it's something we have to cherish and something we have to be so careful to be sure that we have it for the future.
And Pete Rose says he wants to play next year again.
Well, sure, why not? I mean, Shotzi wants to too, okay?
Shotzi and Pete Rose ready to go.
Shotzi and Pete out there ready to go. But no, if Pete wants to play and he can play, I love it. Love every minute of it. Hope he plays to 60.
Why not? That's still young retirement, right?
That's right. We can go out in a wheelchair together, okay?
Marge, congratulations. You've done a marvelous job. It was a wonderful night for the world to see right here in Cincinnati. Keep up the good work.
Okay, thank you, and I appreciate all the fans and the support of everybody in the country.
Marge Schott, majority owner of the Cincinnati Reds, on the big, big night here in Cincinnati as Pete gets the greatest hit of all time, and that's Pete's mom, Laverne. And, of course, they always talk about Pete's dad, but you know how instrumental any mom is in any family. The greatest hit of all time continues live from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati after these special messages.
This bud's for everyone in uniform who keeps things running smooth.
This bud's for you. You know America takes pride in what you do.
Budweiser salutes all the men and women who have proudly served this great country.
For all you do, this bud's for you.
Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealer's biggest inventory sale in history. Because of the recent strike, they're overstocked and prices are slashed. Fantastic savings. Now is the final sell down on 7.7% financing on all new 85 Ford cars and trucks in stock. Or get a check direct from Ford for up to $1,000 on selected models. 7.7 financing or cash direct from Ford that could save you $1,000 or more. Hurry. Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealers now.
Without credit, many of us would be forever coming up short. Living in only 20% of a house. Going on about half a vacation. At First National, we loan money for cars, money for houses. We'll even loan you a little fun money. So the next time you find yourself coming up short, come to us. First National Bank, Cincinnati.
The crowd does not want to leave as the hour approaches 11 here in Cincinnati. It was at 8:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tonight that history was made when Pete Rose picked up that memorable hit. I'm Ken Wilson. We're glad you're part of the greatest hit of all time. And certainly for Bill Burgish, the club's general manager, you came on the scene and you have become a key man in the front office, and this has got to be fun for you.
This is very, very exciting, Ken. Not only is Pete an outstanding ball player, which he's been for many, many years, but he's just an outstanding gentleman. He's a fine man to work with, and I couldn't be happier for someone to get this record and to get all the acclaim that he's getting, because it's well-deserved.
And in terms of baseball, it's a big night. And it's kind of hard in baseball, being such a great game with so much history, to put it all in perspective, what it means when they'll write the complete history of this game.
Well, yes, because I happen to feel that this is one record that may never be broken because of the fact that ball players of today just don't seem to be able to stand the gaff, to stand up to the pressures, the competition for as many years as Pete has.
Endurance, such a key. Now, you work with Pete. He's the manager. You're the GM. That's an important relationship in an organization.
Yes, it is, and I have to say that I've worked with a lot of fine managers. I've worked with fellas like Billy Martin, Bob Lemon, Gene Michael, Dick Hauser. I want to say this, Pete Rose is as nice a man as you could ever want to work with. He's so cooperative. He knows his baseball, and we talk all the time. We talk every day, and I tell you, it's just a great relationship that we enjoy.
We've spent a lot of time talking about Pete tonight, and well, we should. But I know Reds fans in particular have gotten a big lift this year with the improvement of the club. The Diaz's, the Bells have come along, and the youngsters, for instance, tonight, Tom Browning. The future is rosy.
Yes, it is. It's very rosy because we have some more youngsters just like Tom Browning down in the farm system. Our fellas like Chief Bender, Larry Doty, Greg Riddock have done a fine job of first finding those ball players and then having them develop those kids to have them ready to come up to this club.
It looks like maybe not a dynasty to talk about yet, but certainly a contending team definitely for the future with the fellas like Eric Davis, Cal Daniels, who played at Denver. There are, and Kurt Stillwell, the shortstop. There are some true outstanding players on the way.
Yes, I'm happy to say that recently the Baseball America, which is an independent newspaper, picked the top 10 players in AAA, and 4 of those top 10 were ours. In fact, we had 1, 2, 3, and then the 4th player was number 8 of the top 10. So I think that's something to be very proud of.
Were you surviving well, Bill Burgish, in that first inning when Pete came to bat? I know you were in the crowd.
Yes, it was one of the few times that I sat down with Marge Schott in her private box. I usually sit up above, out of the way, and try to keep my records and keep up with things. But tonight I sat down here, and to me it was extremely exciting.
How much longer does Pete Rose go on? Can anybody determine that?
He's just like Old Man River. He just keeps rolling along. When he says he wants to quit, that's when he's going to quit. Because I happen to feel he's far from through as a player.
He can definitely hit, and what a wonderful defensive play he made. This really was Pete Rose's night. 2 runs, 2 hits, great defensive play. He did it all.
Yes, that's right. He did it all tonight, and he's done it all on many other occasions. He's still got a lot of good baseball left in him.
Bill, everybody looking forward to the final weeks of this season. Congratulations on the job you have done, and the future looking good here in Cincinnati.
Thank you, Ken. It's good to be with you.
Bill Burgish, general manager of the Cincinnati Reds. Pete Rose, tonight in the first inning, picked up hit number 4,192, the hit that eclipsed Ty Cobb. So it's now Charlie Hustle, and Ty Cobb is in the background. Base hit, left center field. That was it. The crowd went wild, and Pete, it was quite a moment. We'll return with more of the greatest hit of all time after this.
This bud's to everyone who tackles the changes and challenges of that new promotion.
This bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So this is you. For all you do.
Yep, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This bud's for you.
Know why Toyota's the #1 selling small truck? First off, nothing can get you out of the rough like a Toyota 4x4. Then, nothing can carry more equipment than the Toyota 1-ton. And no small van can carry more than a Toyota. And most important, nothing can outdrive a Toyota. No wonder Toyota's the #1 selling small truck in America.
It's gonna be a first day, first national day. We're first in Cincinnati, and we're with you all the way. With Cincinnati, and it's people doing Cincinnati things. Cincinnati good times, and the feeling that it brings. We want you to see that we're proud to be first in Cincinnati.
First National Bank of Cincinnati.
We continue the greatest hit of all time, and young Pete Rose Jr. joins us now, who is just a sophomore at Oak Hills High School, but a budding superstar and hopes to play in the major leagues. He watched as his father, Pete Rose Sr., drove that base hit into left center field. And, Petey, I just wanted to ask you, what was going through your mind as you watched your father to play in that first inning of play?
Oh, that was great. That was the best time of my life I ever had. I had chills at least 10, 15 minutes. It was great.
As he stepped to the plate, you predicted last night it would be his second or third time at the plate. I remember, did you think it would come the first time up tonight?
All the fans, yeah, I thought it was going to happen, but it was great.
From the dugout, your angle, you watched the ball come off the bat, and what were you yelling?
I was yelling for the ball to get down, but right when it got down, I was the first one out of the dugout.
And then standing over at first base, that was such a touching moment, tears rolling down your father's eyes, and he said he was thinking about his father at that time. What was Pete's son thinking at that time?
I was thinking about him all the way, because I never seen him cry before, but I had a little tears myself. It was just, you know, emotional moment, but it was great.
And you raced out there to first base.
I was the first one out there. I was sprinting out there.
How long can this guy go?
I hope forever, but maybe 2 or 3 years, I hope.
He's 44 years old. He still says the most magic moments are the World Series moments.
I don't think so. This has got to be the best. I mean, this was just phenomenal. It was just great.
Will there be an emotional letdown for him?
No, I don't think so. Because he'll come back tomorrow. He'll get 2 hits tomorrow, and he'll be just back in the groove.
What happens to young Pete Rose Jr. now?
Well, I'll go celebrate with my dad.
And then tomorrow you finally head back to school?
Yeah, maybe. I hope, probably, if I get home in time. But I might spend the night at my dad's house, but I'll go to school tomorrow.
All right, Petey, thanks very much for joining us. Pete Rose Jr., who it was such a special moment for E2 as he watched his father wrap that base hit into left field for base hit 4,192. Now, Ken Wilson's with Joe Morgan at this particular time. Let's go over to those fellas.
On the windy field, the crowd yelling, Joe, Joe. They're about ready to have a night for you, I think.
Well, Pete's gone. I'm the only one left.
Was it fun for you?
It was great. I tell you, it's a magnificent feeling to be involved in something like this, especially as an announcer. You know, I was involved myself on a couple of occasions when I broke a record or did something special, but it's really fantastic for me, especially my first year in broadcasting, to be involved in something like this.
So here we are. Pete Rose has the hit. You've been part of the hoopla. You had fun talking to him, I know, and you're going to visit with him again for a later show. And you know, it's hard to really come up with words when you're trying to wrap something like this up.
Well, I think Pete said it best. He said, I just can't think of words to say at this particular time because it's such an exciting moment. No matter how much you think about it, when it finally happens, it's really unique. You know, the build up and all the things that I thought I might say or think when this happens, it all went out the window. When it did happen, it was there, and all of a sudden my feelings were different. But I'm just happy that I was a part of it because I played with the guy for so many years, and I tell you, he is special.
Pete Rose, special in the record book in so many ways, now with 4,192 and 93 hits. And tonight the Reds win 2-0, in part because of Pete, in part because of Nick Esaski's 2 RBIs, and also in big part because of Tom Browning, and he's with Steve Fizio.
Everybody has been shouting about Pete Rose tonight. We all know he scored the 2 runs for the ball game, but it was a shutout by way of 3 pitchers: Tom Browning, John Franco, and Ted Power. We've got Tom Browning with us at this particular time. Tommy, I know how bad you wanted this victory. Just watching you in the dugout before the ball game, seated by yourself, and it looked like you were in a little bit of a sweat.
Well, I was just a little bit nervous. You know, I knew there was going to be 50,000 people in the stands, but, you know, I really tried to put that in the back of my mind. I just went out there and tried, you know, I want to go out there and do the job I know I'm capable of doing. And, you know, it was nice seeing Pete get that base hit the first time up and kind of get rid of that, you know, let the fans take care of that and give him his ovation in, and then it made my job a little bit easier. You know, he just went out there and, you know, played the game, and Pete came up to me and just, you know, kind of said, bear down, let's go get him. And, you know, I was able to do that for 8 1/3 innings, and Franco and Power came in and did a good job. And, you know, I can't take anything away from Eddie Milner. He did a great job for me. Made 2 good plays on me, and you know, of course, Nick Esaski driving in both runs. You know, it was a good win. It was a Pete Rose night, and he did everything for us tonight. And you know, it's just incredible being part of this history.
Well, I know it was Pete Rose who took you out of the ball game, and I know how important complete games are to pitchers. What was the conversation in the mound?
Well, I don't know what, you know, was going through his mind. I think he went with Franco, and because he was a little bit stronger than I was, and you know, he didn't want me to get into a situation where I had to, you know, the winning run on up to the plate, and he went with Franco because he's a little bit stronger than I was, and then Franco got Glenn out, and then he brought Teddy in. You know, they did a great job for us again, like they did, and you know, like I said, I can't take anything away from anybody. Milner did a good job, Esaski, you know, Pete, everybody. You know, it's just incredible to be part of this thing. 5
shutouts this year, but you told me before the ball game Pete was going to get the base hit, but it would be less than the record had we lost the ball game. So a lot of the pressure rested on number 32's shoulders.
Well, you know, once he got the record, I just kind of went out there and bared down and did the best I could, got ahead of the hitters, and you know, tried to do the best I could to get him out. And you know, once he got the record, I think the odds of San Diego winning were slim because, you know, it's a Pete Rose night, and we did what we had to do to win, and as it turned out, we won the ball game.
Some final thoughts from you, Tom Browning, just on Pete Rose himself. What have you learned? What have you taken from one of the greatest hitters of all time and now a very fine manager?
Tremendous person. I mean, in every aspect of the world. He's a great manager, great player, a great person. You know, all he does is expect 110% from you. And as long as you go out there and do your job, he's not going to really, you know, he's showing all the confidence in the world with me. You know, Kitty's done the same thing, and as long as you go out there and give 110%, he's going to back you up, and that's, you know, exactly what I want to go out there and do.
Tom, super performance. 5 shutouts this year. Congratulations. The Cincinnati Reds with a victory this evening, 2-0 over the San Diego Padres. We'll come back with some final thoughts on the greatest hit of all time after these words.
Budweiser captured the IndyCar Championship. This year, the '85 Budweiser team is on the fast track again. For the hottest IndyCar action you will ever see, come watch us play. Because Budweiser plays to win.
Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealer's biggest inventory sale in history. Because of the recent strike, they're overstocked and prices are slashed. Fantastic savings. Now is the final sell down on 7.7% financing on all new 85 Ford cars and trucks in stock. Or get a check direct from Ford for up to $1,000 on selected models. 7.7 financing or cash direct from Ford that could save you $1,000 or more. Hurry. Now is the final sell down at your best quality Ford dealers now.
It's gonna be a first day, First National Day. We're first in Cincinnati, and we're with you all the way with Cincinnati. And it's people doing Cincinnati things. Cincinnati good times and the feeling that it brings. We want you to see that we're proud to be first in Cincinnati.
First National Bank of Cincinnati.
This versatile Toyota cargo van has 155 cubic feet of cargo space to put to work. It's garageable and turns on a dime. Because it has the best MPG of any minivan, the average daily fuel cost is just $2.24, about the cost of one long stem rose, 2 pounds of 10-penny nails, a brass elbow joint, or a can of shaving cream. Make a smart cargo van business deal at your Toyota dealer now. How you put it to work is your business.
You fans linger now. The rest is history. The ballpark virtually empty. Ken Wilson with Steve Physiak and Joe Morgan wrapping things up. And Fizz, it was quite a night.
It was the greatest sports moment, I think, in my life, and it's something I can't wait to tell my grandchildren all about.
And for Joe Morgan, something special. It's been a special year.
Well, it's been special for me, my first year in broadcast, and I'd like to thank you and Steve for the help that you guys have given me this year. It's been a pleasure.
Hey, we're going to work together more, you know.
I know that, but it's been a pleasure.
We had some fun. Thanks to you. We've appreciated being with you in 1985, and thanks for being with us tonight for Pete Rose's hit and this special show on the Reds Television Network, the greatest hit of all time. So long for now from Riverfront Stadium. The greatest hit of all time, a celebration, has been brought to you by Budweiser, the king of beers. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
And locally, Bud, best quality Ford dealers who are offering great deals on 85 Ford Escorts and F-Series pickups. And by First National Bank of Cincinnati, proud to bring you another first in Cincinnati. And by Toyota's exciting cars and trucks for 1985. Toyota invites you to see them at your Toyota dealer. Oh, what a feeling.
Sure, stranger. Which one?
Just a Coke.
Well, there's lots of them. You see, the old Coke is the old Coke before it became your new Coke. The new Coke is the one that used to be your old Coke, which became your new improved Coke. Except for your classic Coke, which is really the old Coke, but now that's your new Coke. You know what I mean?
Just give me the one you like best.
That's easy.
Pepsi.
Now more than ever, Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
I'm glad I asked.
Congratulations, Pete. You did it. You broke my record. Come on, let's hear it for Pete. And now Sneakers is going to give $10,000 to charity in your honor. Hey, how about that, hey?
Sneakers, a fun drinkery, congratulates baseball's greatest hitter, Pete Rose. There goes the record. There goes the neighborhood.
Hey, Pete, 40 years from now, there'll be a kid out there chasing after your record. Name Ty Rose. Watch out for him.
At Midas, we'll meet or beat any competitor's price for a new muffler based on a written estimate. For value, no one can touch Midas.